us a story about that, about how you start and then you go, you get this place, your vision for that, because it's comes full circle to how now your vision is right now.
Okay.
If you get me, really.
Okay, so I just want to give a brief. You know, before I used to and still like to call myself a hustler. Like when someone asks you, I was like, I'm a hustler, because if I love it, if it's within my moral standard scale and if it's gonna bring me money, I will do it. And I believe my dream and for the future is to be a serial entrepreneur. I feel it, I welcome it, and I'm just there. So how did I get? I'm actually, yes, I'm living it.
You're living it, and that's what we had a conversation with the person I was with on the live the last time.
Yeah,
with Sandra.
Yeah.
I stop like saying things like I want to be. You embody the thing.
You own it.
Right now it's happening. Own it.
Own it. That's true.
I am a serial entrepreneur right now. I am a boss. I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
That's not the scale that I'm doing it at, but I'm doing it.
I know.
Yeah.
So I am a serial entrepreneur. Anyway, fast forward, I used to call myself a hustler, still do. And then how did I get into... Okay, so before I started getting into clothes, I knew at the back of my mind that I'm going to finish uni and then do my master's and then get into the office. You know, that's the stereotype of African, or let me just say Ugandan children. That's what our parents want us to do. That's what we have grown up knowing. That's the ideal thing to do. So my love for fashion has been there. I always like to, I like to say I have a great eye for stuff. Great eye for stuff. So for my clothes, that's how it came. You know, it's for anyone who does business here. My saying is, if you cannot wear it, if you cannot use it, then don't sell it. Simple.
Yeah.
If you cannot use a service, don't sell it to anyone. If you cannot wear a cloth, don't sell it to anyone. If you cannot use a product, don't sell it to anyone. Anyway, so at first I used to love accessories. That was my first business venture. So I got a plug, yeah. And this was someone who was should I say serial entrepreneur, but he's an older person, an older gentleman who's a professor now, I think, or a doctor. And he's an academician, but he had these stores selling accessories, wholesale. And I was like, wow, and then he's got like a pharmacy, he's a proper serial entrepreneur, different things.
Yeah.
So I got to talk to him and he was telling me, I have this wholesale store that has accessories. And that was the time I think I was working, because by the way I've been employed in the office before, because you might think, so I went to his store and picked up a few things, and he had so many things, but the ones that I picked out, he was like, no, this is old stock, I can't believe you're even looking at it. I'm like, no, these are the good pieces that I like. So I started selling this stuff on Facebook before Instagram came up. Facebook, and I don't think, was I using WhatsApp, but Facebook mainly. I sold and I made money. I was living home, bills were getting paid, but I was comfortable, you know. But also at the back of my mind, I knew I was like, office is my life. Then at the end of the day, I will start my business and, you know, get into clothes. Yeah. Because I love clothes. And I feel like for me, one of my strengths is I know how to sell. The things that I know how to sell. So I can't say I know how to sell medicine, or I know how to sell food, because that's not my strength. My strength is I know how to put myself together. I will put on something and...
Have I lost you?
Have you lost me? Am I there? Am I on now?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, so I was saying one of my strengths is I know how to sell something. I like to be well put together, and that's a strength, and that's a marketing skill for me, which I had never explored. So when I see people telling you, oh, where do you get this, oh, where do you get that, oh, where did you get that, I was like, okay, I can, you know, start to wear my clothes. That's why I'm my own model of my business, because I can try to, you know. So I started tailoring clothes before I got into the store. Before I got into opening a store or anything. So I had, by the way, before even getting there, shout out to my dad. I'm sure he's not here, but shout out to him. People will tell him. So I started tailoring. I had 2 sewing machines. Guys, I don't know how to tailor, and I'm being honest with you. I won't come here and say, and I don't even know why I haven't even learned, because I love it, but the ideas I have are crazy. So I thought I would do it, because people do it. There's designers who cannot even do anything on the machine, but they can get their ideas on there. So for me, I started at home. I was still staying at my dad's house. We had two tailoring machines at the balcony outside, and some old, you know, things, but it was working for me. I got in there. I had a team of 3 people, and then I made a few pieces.
Production house going.
A small production house, but it worked great for us then. For a few months, you know, I was excited to come on here just to tell you the raw truth, tell whoever is listening the raw truth, because I keep on telling people at conferences that I've gone to, it's like I really need to relate to someone. I want someone to tell me I failed, you know. So the tailoring failed, friend. It failed. And I know why it failed. I was not prepared. I just got into it, boom, boom, boom. But sometimes you don't really need to prepare, because when you are perfectionist, you're delaying your success. So you can never have everything together. When the opportunity comes, take it up. And I'm glad I took it up. Then it failed, and that was 20. I'm very organized. I have notes down, okay? So that was 2015. I started my blog then. That's when I started my blog as well, in May. And I launched my line 2015 as well, customized by Maya B. And then it didn't go as well. We made some sales, but it didn't go as well. My team was very, you know, and I wasn't prepared. And thereafter I got pregnant. I have a 3.5-year-old son.
Simba wakatiao. I want to go back to your customized by Maya. The dream behind that, what vision? Because I feel like I read your blogs, and I watch all the vlogs and stuff like that. Like, it was such. We have so few people doing custom ready-to-wear stuff, and that's what you were doing.
That's what I was doing. Yes.
Fashion, and was that your vision of really to go into fast fashion for Uganda?
Yes.
Like what would be Forever 21? There's the new one that's really big online.
We've got Zara, H&M.
Like fast fashion, but for Uganda. That was your vision.
That was my vision. However, I won't necessarily say fast fashion, because fast fashion is very duplicated. I just was going in with like original ideas, but something classic, versatile, because that is my style. Something I can wear 10 years down the road. Good quality, not too much, and ready to wear. Something you can wear from the office and switch it up to a night look. Because basically I preach versatility, you know. So that is the dream, actually. Let me not say that was the dream. That is the dream.
That's the dream. Like, you want to see
it will come to pass, inshallah.
Like Maya. Like,
one day you'll be here on this live wearing customized by Maya B, inshallah.
Inshallah.
So
you had your baby.
I got pregnant, and that's the same year I started my store, the physical store. And also that I was not prepared, friend. I wasn't prepared, but the opportunity came and I almost turned it down. But I was like, when will I prepare? You know?
Yeah.
Guys, let me tell you, that store, I don't know if anyone has been to my store. It was quite big for the usual boutique sizes. I wasn't saving much really. I had worked at MFI, I had worked at Umeme. I didn't have much savings on there.
Yeah.
But I said, let me take this opportunity. Because usually people start businesses and you have like 30 million saved. What is 30 million? My account had never even seen 6 million. You know. But I was like, the little that I have, let me take it. You know. I remember I got into the store. Oh, and then the only person I fear loans, guys. So someone might say, why didn't you take a loan? I need someone to school me, but this is something I learned from my dad, and I will take it on. Loans, right now the only person I get loans from is my businesses get loans from each other. I just don't like the liability of it. So anyway, I started the store, and I remember I got in there with a cousin of mine, and I told him, let me just call someone to do the interior. You know how all these boutiques have gone.
Yeah.
Sherry, I called the guy, and he's like, what do you want? I got you and this and this and that.
Yeah.
He told me it was going to cost me 6 million. I was like, hold up.
Do the stock.
I was like, hold up. First of all, I didn't have any stock. I wish I didn't have stock. I had a few things going on here and there. And I remember the few people that know my dad, he guided me. He told me, we went downtown with my father. This is a story that I think even my sisters don't know. Maybe a few. We went downtown.
Oh, wow.
Not Owino, but downtown.
Yeah.
Where should I say? Like Arua Park side, AO1C.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they dropped us and we walked, and he was telling me, if you've got a great eye, you can come look at things here, blah 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 blah, but if you don't, then you have these options of like shipping from here and this and that. But for like, he just like a father. I guess even then I didn't look at it that way, but like just as a father would, he just put me through all that, and it was beautiful, especially for the type of schedule that he has. And we went down and we walked through those shops and this and that. It's like, so if you need the dummies, you come here, these shops and stuff. It was a nice thing. So he's always he's like my man. He's my G, who I always go to for so many things.
Yeah.
So that was my story of the store. I slowly built it up. I've just seen a Facebook memory of 2 years ago when I had just switched it up, and it was such a beautiful store, And now it's not here, and we're just online now. The topic that has brought us on here.
Yeah.
So time flies.
That's really, really because I had a store as well, the baby store.
Yeah.
And that feeling of getting your first space, your dreams.
It's like your baby.
It literally is your baby.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're doing it up. I remember I got some fancy paint up. Good enough. I had a business partner. We were three actually, me, Joe, and Lydia. So we pulled our money together, did it up, the racks, everything, because you're like, you want the feeling of, many people don't really think this of their stores, they just put stock there and stuff like that. But for you, it's home, it's your first home for your first business. So you want people to feel a certain way.
When they get in there, true.
Yeah.
True,
and that was
true.
like, I followed your store. Unfortunately, I had never come, but like the wine, sip and shop things that you were doing.
Yeah.
Those were like really, I was like, oh, she's trying to get a certain vibe going for her space.
Yeah.
And, like you're building a brand. It's not just about the shopping, it's about the experience.
The experience, shopping. Yes. Yeah. So it happened and we're online now.
But it's good you had that going for 4
years. I was 1 month shy of 4 years, yeah.
1 month shy. You should have made the 4 years.
Girl, I became greedy. I needed the money in my pockets. Yeah, so.
Well, yeah, so then COVID happened. Yeah, and if you can do like a little recap for those who don't watch the vlog.
Okay.
COVID, and then seeing that it's not balancing out, doesn't make sense to have a physical location. And then now we can just talk about the digital and
how to get there. Yeah. So COVID happened. When did COVID happen? March. Yeah. And my plans for the store was to switch it up, like, because you usually have a plan. I'm like, when I make this amount of money, I'm going to switch up the ceiling. So that was my plan. Thank you, Amanda. I'm just saying the thing. So COVID happens about March, so the thing became a bit slow. But I don't know what told me, and I can't even say exactly what. I took out a few things from my store when we had that whole lockdown situation going. First of all, personally, I locked myself down before we were locked down. Like, I was like, I'm not getting out of the house, let me shop and let me do all these things. So literally but remember, even before I started the store, my store is Maya's Gallery UG. You can find it on Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
And I also have a website. I'm going to just share the details.
We're going to share all of that stuff. We've been sharing, but we'll share more.
Okay. So I was home, but remember, before I started I opened the physical store, I was working online.
Okay.
Before all this happened, I was online. I was using Facebook, I was using WhatsApp and all that. Even while I had the physical store, I was still doing online. I feel like the internet is a place with so much potential that we are so much, like, it's crazy. Anyway, so I was doing online throughout even the physical situation and stuff. So COVID happens and I had a few things at home. I kept on selling. I kept on just posting and advertising because times are hard. It's just like times are hard, but while times are hard for me, they're not hard for like 10 other people. So they're still going to buy those things. So I make a few sales here and there. I wasn't even like on program of, and then I made my rent, I made my salaries. I was able to pay the salaries at the shop, the girl, myself, the rent, and this was during COVID when people were locked down.
Wow.
So I remember I used to walk, I don't live far even now. I used to walk from my house to the shop, like a little bit of exercise with my sister, to pick a few things that were in the store. Anyway, and that was my first eye opener. I was like, hold up, I have made all this money. It would have been more, but I've made it while at home, and I'm going to get it and then give it to my landlord. So that was one first eye opener. And then the next one is I actually started a business during COVID, another business during COVID.
Oh wow.
And that's a story I'll come and tell you another day. But I started a business. I managed to get the stock going and then bring it on here. And let me tell you, God does not put you in a situation that you cannot handle.
Yeah.
Nothing. Because that business flourished, and like the rate of growth it attained was I was like, no, sis, what is this?
Yeah.
So that was my second eye opener. I was thinking, I've started this business and I've recovered the money while in COVID. I am getting my second shipment while in COVID, while in lockdown, doing strictly online. Then it's a completely different business from Maya's Gallery.
Yeah.
But when I started that, I was like, okay, then let's get into the numbers, because while you have a business, you have to, I'm not an expert, but I have tried to do amateur business here and there, so I can tell a few things. Just have you have records of everything. So even if you have a physical store, just try and keep track of how many walk-ins, random walk-ins do you have, and then how many walk-ins do you have because of online. And then how many online sales do you have that never stepped into the store? So your records, I feel like numbers just never lie. So if the truth lies in the numbers. So I looked at those numbers of mine, and most of my customers were online customers. Yes, I would walk in and have a few random walk-ins, which of course you'll miss as an online business. Because someone is just walking and they walk in and say something nice,
and they buy.
But you have to weigh options. You can't have it all in life. You can't have it all in life. So you weigh.
The store, it was a destination store. Like people purposefully were coming to Maya's.
I had random walk-ins, because where I was located at Kamwesi, there was offices, there was, there's people who knew me because I was in that location. That I won't even lie. But when I weighed the things, and I was thinking to myself, things are going to get better before they get worse. Whether we like it or not. And it might not, COVID might not have affected you. It might not have affected me as a person, or maybe as a business or whatever, but it has affected my customers. And the only way my business is standing is because of the customers. So I have to put all those in consideration and then make the decision. So I was scared to make the decision. I was like, and it's something of stereotyping of employment in our country. First, this is something so big, I think someone else will have to talk about it, but have you ever been in a situation where you're expected to do a certain job? For example, in my position, I come from a place of, my family is mainly academician, and it's so, for me to venture into, someone say, what do you do? I'm like, that's not even inside, like I'm a hustler. What do you do? Oh, I have this. Or turn down, go, is that a job? Like, is that what you're doing? Or I blog. And they're like, what do you mean by blog? You're
just there.
And no shirt.